Hello everyone, welcome to the class on Light in August. Today I bring you summary of Light in August, which is a very popular novel written by Southern American writer William Faulkner. The novel was published in 1932. It is yet another Yoknapatawpha novel. That is, the setting of the novel is the fictional Yoknapatawpha country in Mississippi created by William Faulkner to tell his tales. What about the genre of the novel? The novel belongs to the category of Southern Gothic. So what is Southern Gothic? Okay, so Southern Gothic is a style of writing practiced by some Southern American writers. The setting of such novels or stories is usually southern region of America, and the subject matter is racial identity and violence around it. So you will meet characters which are alienated and social outcasts, and they are struggling to build their identity, right? Now the setting of the novel is 1930s. So the society of 1930s was a very divided society. It was also the time of Jim Crow laws which enforced racial segregation. So what is racial segregation? So various facilities available to the citizen that was made available along the lines of racial identity, and that created a lot of discrimination in the society. So in the novel you will find themes of racial identity, alienation. You will find characters which are social outcast, and there is a lot of violence around social identity and discrimination. Now I'll show you the characters which you will encounter in the novel. So you will be meeting these prominent characters: Lena Grove, Byron Bunch, Lucas Birch, Joe Christmas, Gail Hightower, and Percy Grimm. Okay, let me walk you through the tale, the plot of the novel now. So at the starting of the novel you will meet Lena Grove, who is a young unmarried woman, and she is pregnant with an unborn child. The father of the child happens to be Lucas Birch. So after making Lena pregnant, he left her, telling her that once he finds job, he will call her to him. She waited for him for 8 months. She didn't receive any communication from him, and she was also taunted a lot by her elder brother. So one day she decided to leave her home to find Lucas, and her search took him to Jefferson in Yoknapatawpha country. There she met another character whose name is Byron Bunch. Byron Bunch is a very thoughtful religious person, and he is ready to help Lena in her search for father of her unborn child. Now this the father of the child, Lucas Birch, he has changed his name to Joe Brown. Okay, so Lucas Birch has now become Joe Brown. At this stage of the novel, the second strand of the plot is introduced, which revolves around Joe Christmas, which is also a very important character in the novel. So Joe Christmas, let's look at the background of this character a little. So Joe Christmas, he was an orphan, and he grew up in an orphanage. And since he was of mixed ethnicity, he was taunted a lot by other boys in the orphanage. They called him nigger, and he encountered a lot of discrimination there. So he had a lot of bitterness and seething anger within him. After that, he was adopted. The man who adopted him, he was very strict. He wanted to give him a very strict religious upbringing, which Joe Christmas didn't like at all because he was a rebel. So one day he ran away from the home, and his foster father, he also followed him. A fight ensued between the two, and Joe Christmas murdered his foster father, and he ran away. So you clearly saw that he had a criminal background. Now, after he ran away, he reached Jefferson, right? So, and there he started working in planning mill. So, Joe Brown, Joe Christmas, and Byron Bunch, they all are working in the planning mill there, right? Now what happens is, this Joe Christmas, he is also a partner in business of Joe Brown. And what business do? They are involved in bootlegging. What is bootlegging? Bootlegging is manufacturing and distribution of liquor. And in the society of 1930s, because of the prohibition law, it was illegal. So Joe Brown and Joe Christmas, they were involved in this illegal business of manufacturing and distributing liquor, right? Now this Joe Brown, he started an affair with another character in the novel. Her name is Joanne Burden, right? So Joanne Burden, she's an elderly woman and she's unmarried. So Joe Brown, he started an affair with her. She wants him to pray, she wants him to turn religious, and Joe Brown is completely against it. So what happens is, they fight a lot because of it. And this lady, Joanna, she made him kneel down and pray at gunpoint, which really made Joe Brown very angry. Now, later in the story, as the plot develops, we find that the house of Joanne is burning, and a farmer is passing by, and he finds her house burning, and he enters the house, and there he finds that Joanne is murdered, right? And the suspicion first falls on Joe Brown, because everyone knew that he is having an affair with her. But Joe Brown, he tells everyone that he has not murdered Joanne, and he tells everyone that it is actually Joe Christmas who murdered Joanne. The now police start searching for Joe Christmas. Joe Christmas is on the run, and finally, he decides not to run away anymore and surrender. And he is caught by the police in the neighboring Mott's town, right? And from there, he is brought back to Jefferson, and now he is in the jail. So, Joe Christmas's grandfather and grandmother, they learn about the entire incident, and they come to Jefferson, and they go to Byron Bunch, and they appeal to him. At this stage, we meet another character. His name is Gale Hightower. Gale Hightower is friend of Byron Bunch. Okay, he was a minister of the town, but now he is he is discharged from his services. Because he has a tainted past. Okay, so he is, in a way, you can say that he is a disgraced minister. So Byron Bunch, he takes grandfather and grandmother of Joe Christmas to Hightower, and they seek his help. Okay, now Joe Christmas, he is being taken to the local court, and while he is being taken to the local court, he breaks free and he ran away. And when he ran away, he ran to the house of Hightower. Okay, he just broke into house of Hightower. Okay, and he is followed by the escorting police officer Percy Grimm. Okay, and in this chase, Percy Grimm shot down Joe Christmas, right? And Joe Christmas dies. Hightower, he is witnessing this, and this scene of Joe Christmas being shot down by Percy Grimm brings memories of his past, because in the past, Hightower's grandfather was also shot down in a similar incident when he was trying to run away after stealing a chicken from a farmer's farm. So he witnesses Joe Christmas die, and he also fell down, and he also dies shortly. Okay, but before dying, or before Joe Christmas ran away and died, Hightower he had helped Lena deliver her child. Okay, and at that time, Byron Bunch was also there, and he had learnt about the identity of Lucas Bunch, that he is the real father of Lena's child. So what he does is, he goes to Lucas Bunch, and he arranged for him to come and see Lena and his child. Okay, Lucas, he comes, he meets Lena and he sees his child, but he's not ready to accept them, and he ran away. Right, he leaves her again and he ran away. Lena, no one knows where he goes, and now Lena and Byron, they again decide to go looking for him, and make him accept Lena and his child. During this entire incident, Byron has already fallen in love with Lena and he wants to marry her, but he feels duty bound in searching for Lucas Bush, and this is how the story ends. Towards the end of the story, we find an anonymous character, and he's talking to his wife and he's talking about how he met two strangers in Tennessee, and he brought them to Tennessee with him, right? And these two characters are actually none other than Lena and Byron, who are again looking for Lucas branch. So with this, we come to the end of the summary of this novel, and I hope you will find this simplified summary easy to comprehend, and it will help you in your exam. Thank you for joining me.